You ever find a show so good that you end up wondering, how is nobody talking about this? Well, one of those shows is The Shield, a series I personally feel is on the same level as Breaking Bad and The Sopranos. Despite winning multiple awards during its run, The Shield failed to gain the pop culture immortality that it rightfully deserved. The Shield premiered on March 12, 2002, and follows Detective Vic Mackey, played by Michael Chiklis, in one of the rawest performances on TV. Vic is not your typical bad cop. He's layered, unpredictable, and dangerously compelling. I often found myself cheering for him despite being terrified of what he'll do next. The story revolves around an LAPD unit known as the Strike Team, a group that's incredibly effective at taking down criminals, but not exactly famous for following the rules. What makes the plot so addictive is that while the Strike Team cuts corners and crosses lines to deliver their brand of justice, it's not without consequences. As the show progresses, things really start stacking up, creating this slow building pressure cooker that could explode at any moment. You feel the consequences creeping closer and closer, episode by episode, and that tension becomes absolutely addictive. The Shield's pacing is ruthless, the writing doesn't hold back, and the moral complexity is on the same level as shows like Dexter, Sopranos, and Breaking Bad. This show isn't for the faint hearted because it's uncomfortable and violent. Now, while I'm singing praises for this show, you might be wondering, why isn't everybody talking about The Shield today? Unfortunately, it came out in the wrong era and the wrong network. It aired on the FX network back when it wasn't the powerhouse that it later became. There was no big marketing push behind it and no streaming platform to give it new life. It also didn't help that The Shield came out during a time when popular shows like The Wire and Sopranos were still going strong on a network that had far greater name recognition than FX. Don't get me wrong, The Shield has a huge fan following today, but it's not as big as it should be. I hope that once you're done watching this video, you add this show to your watch list and start binging it soon. Because once you dive into that first episode, you'll be asking the same thing I did. How did we let a masterpiece like this slip through the cracks?